Hey guys, welcome back. Emily Jean, if you're new here, and today I'm checking in on my 2022 reading goals. How am I doing? I'm a little bit scared to check, but last year I didn't check until like November and I was way far behind, too late to catch up. So, June, middle of the year, I'm going to check in on my 2022 reading goals spreadsheet, see how I'm doing. If you want to hang out, grab your coffee, tea, water. I'm double fisting today, whatever you want, and let's get cozy. Okay, 2022 reading goals. How are you guys doing? Do you set reading goals? Do you check in on them? Last year, I wanted to read a book in a different language, and I remembered in like November, which was way too late to brush up on another language. So I'm checking in right now in June to give myself a strategy and maybe re-strategize for the end of the year or the last 6 months of the year to stay on track with these. So my first goal for this year is to read 60 books a month. Nope. 60 books a year, 5 books a month. And let's pull up GoodReads. I think I'm at 30. I might have hit 31. Reading challenge. 31 of 60 books. Can you see that? 31 of 60 books. So that is tracking really good. That makes me super excited. So first book, we are on track. Second, I want to reread the King Killer Chronicles, the Old Kingdom series, so that I can read the newest one that just came out, and some Christopher Moore books, because he's been one of my favorite authors forever, but I haven't read one of his books in maybe 8 years. And so I want to see, hopefully, I'm really nervous about these rereads because these are like some of my all-time favorites, and I'm hoping that they still are. So I have not reread any of these yet. So this means I have to bump this up stat, because that's 8 plus 6 plus 3, 17? Yeah, 17. 17 books just rereading. And I have 30 books, so that's like half the books to read the rest of the year. So I better bump those up quickly and get them into my plan. Okay, let's check on the next one. Read one book in Spanish. Yeah, still not brushing up on my Spanish. So let's bump up my learning Spanish. I did take Spanish in high school and college, and I can understand it when it's being spoken. I'm not great at speaking it at all. One time at this airport, this guy asked for help in Spanish, and I was like, I can help. And all I could say was, I know a little bit of Spanish. It was so embarrassing. It was so bad. I really want to be able to speak in another language to somebody, anybody. I think it would be cool. A lot of my family is French Canadian, so it might make sense to learn French first, but I really want to learn Spanish. So that's what I'm going with first. I did take French in middle school and high school too, and Latin. But it's amazing the things that we forget over the years. Okay, so read one book in Spanish. Have not done that, and I really need to. I have this Spanish course I'm going to take, so I'm going to build that into my schedule so that I can read my Spanish book by the end of the year. And I have my book picked out. I'm going to read Yo no soy tu perfecta hija mexicana. I'm going to work on that pronunciation too. But I've heard really great things about this book and the English adaptation or translation. And I just think it would be really fun to read it in the language that it was written in. So I got to bump that up on my list too. Next goal, I want to read through all of my want to reads on Goodreads from 2020 or before. And I think I'm making progress on this. So I have 32 from 2020 and before, and I didn't expect to finish them all this year, but just to make progress. And this kind of goes hand in hand with my 5th goal, which is to read or DNF all the books on my shelf that have been there from 2021 or earlier that I haven't read yet. There's 60 of these. I want to read 60 in the whole entire year. So again, I'm not expecting to finish all of those, but I just want to make good progress and not forget about these books. So my strategy for the year has been to pull from my TBR jars. I created TBR jars. I have one for all the books I own, one for all the books on my want to read. And every month I pull 2 from each. And then I give myself one freebie to hit the 5 a month goal. And so I'm going to pull up my TBR jar books and see what I've read so far. So this is all the books on those lists. Let's clear everything, pull up just the red. 8. Okay, so I've read 8 from that list. I think I actually need to update this with one I read this month. Yes, Sky in the Deep. I finally read, loved. So that'll be 9 books, which I feel really good about so far. As long as I'm working my way through that list and not forgetting about it, I feel good. So back to the reading goals. We're doing great on the number of books I want to read, not great on the rereads, not great on brushing up on my Spanish, doing pretty happy with reading through my want to reads and the books on my shelf. Now for my strategy, I think I'm going to have to change this. So I think I'm going to make a new updated strategy. Add in a column. Rereads. Okay. So I'm going to switch, instead of pulling 2 from each jar, I'm just going to pull 1 from each jar. I still want to hit 5 books a month. I still want to give myself one freebie. So then let's do 2 rereads a month. If I do 2 a month for 6 months, that's 12. I got to get to 17. But I could use that freebie slot too. So, and I don't really have to read all the Christopher Moore books that I own. I just want to read a couple of them. So I think this will work out. Okay. So I'm feeling good about this. This formatting is bugging me. Let's fix that. What? There we go. Okay. So new strategy. I'm going to pull 1 book from my GoodReads Want to Reads, 1 book from my shelf, 2 rereads, and then 1 freebie every month. And I should be on track. Oh, and I have to schedule and stick to Spanish course. Okay. We've got it. Updated strategy. I'm going to pull each month 1 from the books I own, 1 from my GoodReads Want to Reads, 2 rereads, and 1 freebie. This feels really good. And then I should be on track to finish my rereads and continue to work through my backlog of books, I guess, in my TBR. Okay. So I'm feeling good about that. The other thing I really want to commit to again is reading an hour at night before bed using my bookmark timer, because it's really silly how much of a difference using that is. So when I don't use the bookmark timer, I usually read for like 20 minutes and I'm exhausted. I usually read for like 20 minutes and then I'm like, I'm just going to go to bed. But something about having the goal of the bookmark timer helps me read that full hour. Mind tricks. So I also want to, starting in July, start reading an hour a night before bed again, because that really helps me work through the 5 books a month. But am I panicked or pleased? I would say a mix. Mostly pleased. Actually, okay, we're going to say pleased. I'm very, very pleased with my goals from this year being on track. And I like checking in June to see how we're doing so that I'm not feeling sad in November that I'm not going to hit some of these goals. Okay. So that's it for my check-in on my goals, how we're doing. Let me know in the comments below how you're doing on your goals. I've seen a lot of your mid-year freakout tags, which I really love, which touch on some of these things, but I'd be curious if there's a big goal you have for this year that you want to recommit to. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear, and thank you so much for hanging out for another video. I appreciate each and every one of you, and hopefully I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye, guys.